some live breaking news. The Earth is flat, it is not round. We're going to go live on the ground and take a look at some proof of the flat Earth. I bring receipts. Let's go.
Once you know this, your life will never be the same. Are you ready? Let's begin by understanding what truth and reality really are. They are quite different indeed. It is based on our five senses, such as smell or touch. We work out the reality of our world through our God-given senses.
With the truth, however, well, that's something we tell. You believe us, even though you have never experienced it for yourself. You believe what we tell you, often without question.
Some people just can't handle the truth. It causes them to have an uneasy feeling inside. Bless them.
And that feeling you get is called cognitive dissonance. It's where you can't process new information because, well, you're stupid.
And the reason you're stupid is because you were programmed that way. We can make you believe you live on this.
Once you are programmed, you won't know any actual substance of the matter, but you will defend that belief as if you do. Let me show you an example.
If you believe you live on this, then you must know about it. Hand up, who knows how big it is? How fast does it spin? Nothing? Told you.
We've lied about where you live?
In fact, we lie about everything all the time.
All ancient cultures knew the earth was flat and stationary, covered with a dome roof.
We are not savages. We are ancient spiritual people. We even knew we had two kinds of stars, fixed and wandering.
Fixed stars stay in their relative position night after night, forever, just how we see them.
Wandering stars are different. They do their own thing and make pretty cymatic patterns over our flat, stationary Earth.
They all revolve around Polaris, the North Star that never moves, directly above the center of our world.
We even knew the sun and moon are the same size, small and local.
We even knew that our world was disc-shaped and surrounded by an ice wall at the furthest point south.
We knew the flat horizon we see stays at eye level, no matter how high we are.
Did you know there is not a single experiment that proves a globe or motion? In fact, some show it's flat and stationary. Well, that's interesting. Are you following so far? Let's get you back to the timeline. Let's take you back to ancient Greece in 500 BC.
Hi, I'm your boy Pythagoras. The Earth could indeed be spinning. That would explain the movement of the stars. Here we go. I'm the Aristotle. It's 400 BC, and flat Earth has no bottle. I can see the ship go over the curve.
No, you can't, mate. Use this. Brings it back.
The Earth is globe because of sticks and shadows. I'm Eratosthenes. I did the experiment. Oh, it works on a flat Earth as well. It's a small local sun.
Idiot.
To Mr. Eratosthenes, all globe Earth ideas vanished for nearly 2,000 years until this chap arrived.
I'm the Freemason Ferdinand Magellan. It's 1522, and I've sailed the world, you melon, many times from east to west.
Yeah, Ferdinand. Everyone has done that. No one has gone from north to south, though. Muppet.
Yeah, you can't get past Antarctica. It's patrolled by the United Nations military, and they even use the flat Earth on the UN flag.
I'm Freemason Copernicus. The stars are light years away. I've made it all up in this book because I'm gay.
Hey, Copernicus is gay. I don't lie about the sky. I am Tycho Brahe, and it's all jumping jacks if you've got no parallax.
You know, there is another Freemason who wants to work with me called Kepler. And let's see how that works out.
You got them for fired.
You are fired. Get out of here, Freemason, and don't come back.
Well, that didn't work out very well at all. A year later, though, he was back, and things were going to change.
I am now the most powerful scientist in the whole world.
I am Kepler, Freemason, and now the leading authority on made-up space. And I got away with murder!
Oh, wow. I'm a Freemason called Isaac. There must be a magic force that makes the apple fall, and I shall call it gravity. Help! Help me! Density and buoyancy are a bitch, my G.
It's 1773 and I'm big boy Captain Cook. We should sail out to Antarctica. It's only 12,000 miles around, shouldn't take too long.
Who's with me?
Will slap my thigh and call me Mary. We have sailed over 60,000 miles and not found a way in.
How can that even be possible if the Earth is only 24,901 miles around?
Hello again. Thought I'd pop in to make sure you're still following. You are? Excellent.
Bonjour, Missy Me. It's 1783. I can see for miles. I love your smiles. See further than I should. Even if I could, that baby's flat.
My grandfather is the Duke of Devonshire, richest man alive, Freemason, of course. Anyway, I can do magic experiments from my shed. Yes, I make numbers up with a torsion balance. I observe it through a window with a telescope. Mental. Not as mental as me. It's 1851, I'm going to have some fun. I trick everyone with this bad boy, even now. Yo, 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 it's the row, row, row. Samuel's the name. It's 1864 and I am back again. Trying to measure the curve. Ooh, what a nerve. Turns out it's flat, though. I'll write a book called Zetetic Astronomy, laying it out for a curve measure wannabe.
It's 1871. I'm the number one. Got a scope. Lots of glober hope. Does the Earth move? Nope.
Because I'm Big George Airy. I ain't no fairy, bro, but this don't show no spin. We're Mickelson and Morley. Feel a little poorly. We're getting in our groove, but the Earth doesn't move.
Ah, you're still here. Fabulous. Things seem to be moving along rather splendidly. Into the 1900s now.
Did you know it's 1903 and we have just managed to invent the airplane? I wonder if we will fly over the curve.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Around this time, the flat Earth was taught everywhere, and people knew the Earth was flat. Until this chap came along.
It's Albert here. Relativity is clear. Put in their book. Without a second look, now time to marry my cousin and her daughter.
George is the name. Hoaxing the Big Bang is my game. Boom.
So yeah, there I was, Big Bang hoax complete. Me, Albie, and all the boys serving the agenda not to help mankind in any way.
It's 1931. Holy moly. No. It can't be. It looks flat. Wasn't expecting that. With an upturned edge. Surely not the ice wall.
Oh, war is coming. They needed something to divide the people, destroy old world technology. We may talk about that another time.
It's 1946. War is over. We have all the German war engineers. I'm going to Antarctica and going over the ice wall. You are such a legend.
Yeah, Birdie here. Been over the wall. It's freezing here, to be fair. Flew a plane to see new lands. Wow, people will love it.
Look, it's 1957. We make Sputnik. Satellites are not real. They are on balloons. Nothing orbits a globe. Total nonsense.
Bird is going out there again. We must protect the edge. If there is an edge, there must be a roof. We should do something about that. Hey, Ron. You like that Aleister Crowley fella, the Satanist from England? Top bloke? Yes, Jack. I follow old Aleister. He told me that you and I should do ritual magic in the desert, then help form NASA. Lovely fellow.
Wow, it's 1958 and space is so cool. We are so lucky to have you. We should go to the moon.
We signed this treaty and put it in place to protect the penguins. No one can go there apart from us.
By Jove, what a lot has happened. Are you starting to get it yet? It's fascinating, isn't it? Strap in, more to come.
Our bird has helped us secure the edge. We don't know how high the firmament is. We should do something about that.
It's 1962, and we are going to launch missiles at the sky for 4 years straight. It's called Operation Fishbowl. We are insane. We can tell them it's for radio or something, but we are actually measuring the roof.
Holy moly, there's a roof?
And mapping.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1969, and later this year, we are going to the moon.
No one's landing on a luminary. It's just a light.
Lying cheese balls. All the preparation and trials haven't worked.
How do we fit the buggy in the lander?
Anyone got a lemon? Look, we are all Freemasons. We can't go to the moon. We are going to act it out, and you are going to lie about it for the Brotherhood forever.
Did you really go to the moon?
Of course we did. No need to ever doubt us. It's all real and genuine.
Are you sure you didn't lie to the world and film it in a studio?
Of course not. Those aren't wires or studio lights.
We have completed our task for Satan. We made the world believe it's a globe and not God's creation.
We must continue our deception to rule over the stupid masses. All hail Satan! Master of evil!
Oh, hi there, me again. Hope you don't mind. They're not done with their space programming yet. Pay attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1986 and we are going to send a civilian to space. What could possibly go wrong? Vote for me.
No, you're not actually going. We're just going to pretend to kill you all in an explosion.
Okay, that's enough.
We'll just say you all have identical twins. No one will ever know. Sharon, stop crying. You can go back to teaching.
That's how we fool you. We play with your mind so we can steal your soul.
I know what we need, a constant reminder in the sky. We shall pretend we have a space station. Absolutely fabulous.
I fly the space station. It's just a tripped out B-2 bomber that looks real so the Globers can take a picture.
Yeah.
They think it's real. They are so dumb.
Well, there you have it, the battle eternal, flat or round. We only hope one day we have an army of flat earthers. Good night, God bless.
the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Mind control to Major Tom. Mind control to Major Tom. Hang the green screen up and put your wires on. Mind control to Major Tom. Mind control to Major Tom. Earth is flat and there's a dome above us all. This is mind control to Major Tom. We've fooled the human race. Now the existence of God is so far away.
All that filming is done underwater. You see all the air bubbles.
Mind control to Major Tom. Mind control to Major Tom. Earth is flat and there's a dome above us all.
More air bubbles underwater. You remember some years ago when an astronaut supposedly drowned in outer space? How crazy is that? But they don't film underwater.
History, as we know it, is but a whisper of forgotten truths. Throughout the ages, tales of lost civilizations and hidden realms have captivated our imaginations. These stories, often dismissed as mere myths and legends, might hold the key to unlocking a reality far grander than we ever imagined. What if I told you that our world, as depicted in textbooks and maps, is incomplete? What if I told you that beyond the icy barriers of Antarctica lies a gateway to a hidden world? A world shrouded in secrecy, carefully guarded from prying eyes. A world where ancient civilizations thrive and the boundaries of human knowledge are pushed to their limits. Prepare to embark on a journey of discovery to explore the hidden worlds beyond Antarctica, where truth and imagination intertwine. This is not a journey for the faint of heart, but for those brave enough to question everything they thought they knew. For in the pursuit of truth, we must be willing to challenge the narratives we have been taught and embrace the possibility of a reality far more expansive than we ever dared to dream. Imagine a world where Earth is not a solitary sphere but one among many, a vibrant tapestry of interconnected lands. This, my friends, is the concept of terra infinita, a realm where continents stretch beyond the familiar borders of our maps. Picture a vast dome, an ethereal canopy, enveloping our world and concealing countless others. Beneath this celestial dome lies a network of lands, each unique in its beauty and wonder. Terra infinita whispers of a time when humanity existed in harmony with nature, a time when ancient civilizations flourished, possessing knowledge and wisdom that have been lost to the sands of time. These lands, hidden from our view, are said to be inhabited by beings both familiar and strange, guardians of forgotten knowledge and ancient wisdom. And at the very edge of our known world, shrouded in mystery and guarded by icy barriers, lies the gateway to this hidden realm, Antarctica. Antarctica, the southernmost continent, has long captivated explorers and adventurers with its icy beauty and unforgiving terrain. But what if this frozen wasteland holds more than meets the eye? What if, beneath the glaciers and snowdrifts, lies the key to unlocking the secrets of Terra Infinita? Some believe that Antarctica is not merely a continent, but a massive ice wall encircling our portion of Earth and concealing the other lands beyond. This ice wall, they say, is not a natural formation, but an ancient structure, placed there by forces unknown to protect the secrets of Terra Infinita. For decades, rumors have circulated of secret expeditions and classified missions to Antarctica, their true purpose veiled in secrecy. Could these expeditions be attempts to uncover the truth about the ice wall and the hidden worlds beyond? Could it be that the powers that be are aware of Terra Infinita and are seeking to keep its existence hidden from the world?
Definitely.
The annals of history are filled with tales of intrepid explorers who dared to venture into the unknown. Two such explorers, Captain Richard Evelyn Byrd and Olaf Jansen, claim to have journeyed beyond the icy barriers of Antarctica, returning with incredible accounts of hidden lands and advanced civilizations. Captain Byrd, a renowned American explorer, documented his experiences in a series of diaries and audio recordings. In these accounts, he described flying over vast stretches of land beyond the South Pole, encountering lush forests, sparkling rivers, and advanced civilizations that defied explanation. Olaf Jansen, a Norwegian sailor, shared a similar tale of adventure in his book, The Smoky God. Jansen claimed to have sailed through an opening in the ice wall, spending 2 years exploring a network of underground tunnels and encountering a race of advanced beings who possessed incredible technology and wisdom. While their stories were met with skepticism and disbelief, they ignited the imaginations of many, fueling the belief that a hidden world exists beyond the icy grip of Antarctica. The concept of Terra Infinita is deeply interwoven with ancient myths and legends, passed down through generations like whispers in the wind. These stories speak of a time when Earth was visited by celestial beings, powerful entities who shared their knowledge and wisdom with humanity. Among these beings are the Anunnaki, a race of advanced beings from the planet Nibiru, as described in Sumerian mythology. The Anunnaki, according to these ancient texts, played a pivotal role in the creation of humanity, genetically engineering humans to mine gold for their home planet. Some believe that the Anunnaki never truly left Earth, but instead retreated to hidden realms, becoming the custodians of ancient knowledge and guardians of sacred sites.
Genetically modified by sleeping with the daughters of man, maybe.
Could it be that these ancient beings still reside in the hidden lands beyond Antarctica, their wisdom waiting to be
Moat lives of what is beyond the ice walls.
Bunger leans forward in amazement. His eyes have caught a sudden and unbelievable change in scenery. The universal white has turned to chocolate brown, dotted with blue. A cameraman goes into action. 300 square miles of land without snow. Land that might be in New Mexico or Arizona. Pictures alone will prove Bunger has discovered a warm oasis in the shadow of the pole. It is for such supreme moments as this that men brave the hardships of exploration. The astounding, undreamed of fact is that they are over a chain of warm water lakes, whose shores, except for small patches, are free of ice and snow. Commander Bunger circles the largest lake in sight, 5 miles long. He comes in to make a landing. Water temperatures must be recorded. Samples taken. He finds the water fresh, the temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit. On the shores are vast deposits of coal and of minerals of the utmost importance to civilization. Aside
Clues Part 1, The Empty Theater. This is part of a series of clues that can help you get your head around both the design of the flat Earth system we live in and who has been involved in the deception to hide it from you. The clue you have to look at is built upon another conspiracy that has been around for decades, namely the space program. Most of those watching this are aware of the varying theories revolving around NASA, the Apollo program, the Space Shuttle, the International Space Station, and so on. The clue itself isn't based on one of these highly debated topics, but the lack of one. More specifically, motion pictures based on actual events. This, like others in the series, is something you can check out for yourself. Everything you need to reference this is online. To begin, think of all the movies involving space travel that you've seen in your lifetime. You'll start with the obvious: Star Wars, Star Trek, Alien, just to name a few. In fact, if you go through your own personal list, you could probably come up with over 100 different off-world movies without breaking much of a sweat. That part is easy. For the second group, try to come up with space movies that aren't fantasy-based. You'll get a list that has Red Planet, Gravity, Mission to Mars, 2001, things like that. These films will usually take on a not-so-distant future theme and where we could be down the road. And it's still a pretty good-sized list. These first two groups of films are encouraged by the authority because they reinforce the globe model through assumption. The entertainment system demands that the globe view and solar system concept is a given. Therefore, the actual worldview must also be true. Or to put it another way, if you're using your suspension of disbelief as you watch a movie like, say, Gravity, then subconsciously you're reinforcing the movie right on top of the real world. The more of these movies you watch and enjoy, the more the lines blur between what you want to believe and what you actually know. Watch enough movies about Mars, and you will be less astonished when NASA announces an actual mission to Mars. Same with the moon, other solar systems, and so on. Releasing the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey in 1968, right before the actual moon missions, was no accident. It took the greatest director of all time 5 years to make, and several people who saw the theater screenings claimed that many military groups were listed in the credits, only to be removed years later. But 2001 is just a side note of this clue. For those who really want to dig into Stanley Kubrick's hidden vision, I highly recommend the documentary Room 237. A link to it is below as well. Now you are aware of the first two groups of space films. There are those that contain generous amounts of fantasy, and those who try to paint our near future. These two groups are easy to find. The third group is a challenge, and again, that's where things get interesting. The moon missions concluded in 1972, and even though it's still considered the greatest achievement by mankind, no fact-based movies were made regarding it until The Right Stuff was released in 1983. Now you might say that it had only been 11 years, and maybe it was tough to get the rights, and so on. But that's not what made the film interesting. The movie ran extremely long for 1983, coming in at 3 hours and 12 minutes. It was an exhaustive look at the astronaut selection process, the competition, and the training facility itself. But when the credits rolled 3 hours later, chronologically, they had only gotten to the low Earth orbit missions. Just for fun, Google The Right Stuff movie and see how many spacecraft you can find. It won 4 Academy Awards and did a great job at the box office, but the Apollo missions were never touched. The only other major motion picture that involved the actual moon program was Apollo 13 in 1995, a full 12 years later. Apollo 13 only covered a single moon orbit and no landing or close-up reference to the previous missions below them. And after 1995, that was it. Nothing. Hollywood is known for leaving no stone unturned, with reboots and sequels to nearly everything. Yet in almost 60 years, there has never been a single moon mission movie based on actual events. Hundreds of science fiction films reference in it. Everything from Superman to the Transformers, but literally nothing that covers the moon's surface. 6 complete moon missions involving multiple vehicles, moon buggies, playing golf, and no one wants to touch it. Now, to be fair, there was a TV miniseries in 1998 covering the subject. It was produced by Tom Hanks, who got involved after starring in Apollo 13. There has been no professional production of any kind since then. Again, just for fun, Google From Earth to the Moon TV series and see what you find. The why is easy. and the clue revealed. If Hollywood makes a movie about the moon landings, and it's indistinguishable from the real thing, then how do you know which is real? It raises some subtle questions involving stage technique and how long they've been in place. If Hollywood could fake it now, then when did they first have the ability? There is one other movie which stands out, and I mention it because I can't believe it ever got made, is Capricorn 1. The film's plot involved the faking of a Mars mission and how it could be accomplished. In short, it's part of the Conspiracy World Bible. I highly recommend it, and the link is below.
Shout out to Mark Sargent and his channel. These are his videos. They're great.
This is a Reader's Digest version containing many of the interesting parts of the Flat Earth theory. For those who have already started seeing things with new eyes, it will be mostly a recap, but there could be a few new angles you haven't looked at. For the rest of you who are new to this, the first question is invariably, is this a joke? Because it's a joke, right? And that's where we start, because it's one of our two basic childhood facts. 1 + 1 = 2, and the Earth is a globe. We're taught this before almost everything else, and that right there should give you a clue on how serious this secret is. But for those who have forgotten their history, here's the modified Men in Black version. For the first 4,000 years of our civilization, we believed that the Earth was a flattish disk surrounded by a solid dome barrier called the firmament. All of the 5 major religions had their own version of this, and the churches enforced the belief. Then, around 1514, a man named Copernicus created a new model of the world. He stated that if the Earth was spinning around 1,100 miles an hour and circling the sun at 60,000 miles an hour, the world was then round. And while the math more or less worked, there was a problem. It was 1500, and the technology to prove such a theory wasn't there. The first balloon to carry people wasn't invented until 1760. Sailboats were the only travel over water, and the fastest thing on land was a horse. But the new worldview was promoted and took hold. The religions adapted to handle the new reality, and life moved on. More importantly, the globe model was quickly introduced into the education systems. Over the next 500 years, the challenges to this model faded, to the point where the globe was accepted as universally as physical laws such as gravity. Read that again if you didn't absorb it. For 20 generations, people believed that the Earth was round because there was a globe in every classroom they sat in. There was no proof. Hundreds of years went by, and still civilization had no way of proving the theory. Planes were invented around 1900, but until 1957, nothing could go high enough to give a true perspective of where we lived. And that's when everything got strange. The United States and Russia both sent up rockets high enough to take decent pictures, and what they saw scared them a great deal. How do we know they were extremely concerned about the sky? Because the US and Russia immediately started firing nuclear weapons straight up, and they kept firing for the next 4 years. A few things to keep in mind here. First, this was now 1958. Nuclear weapons were very expensive and hard to come by. These also weren't those nominal yield 20 kiloton toys we used on Hiroshima. This was high kiloton to low megaton, and we couldn't get them up fast enough. And the strangeness continued in other places. In 1959, only a year into the atmosphere bombardment, 10 nations, including the United States, made Antarctica off-limits to any colonization. A treaty was put in place and to this day remains intact. Over 50 nations now have signed off on this treaty. Do you know any treaty that has lasted that long between all industrialized nations? Moreover, do you know any piece of real estate in the world that is owned by no one? You would think at the very least one of the large oil companies would use their huge financial resources to explore this region, and yet they don't even petition the idea. The short version of the discovery is this. By 1958, the military had discovered the very solid upper and outer edges of our world and had to create a way to put up do not enter signs without looking obvious. It was tricky, but if there is one thing I have learned about the Authority, it's that nothing is left to chance. Most of the work had already been done for them, so their job was primarily in the details. The sky part of the dome was much higher than commercial air traffic, so the only thing they had to worry about there was the space program, which is immediately militarized. The outer border had the natural benefit of not only an extensive ocean, but a scaling decrease in temperature and a steady increase in iceberg frequency to discourage ships, all leading to a permanently frozen landmass that could not be used for any form of agriculture. This ocean and ice layout had worked well for thousands of years because the technology of the current civilization didn't evolve quickly. Sailors avoided cold weather seas whenever possible, and oxygen levels get low enough to harm people, even on high mountains. The brilliance of the design comes in the simple fact that human males are corrupted by power. Corruption so total, in fact, that they would rather hide the world itself rather than risk their power on it. You could theorize that kings and popes were told of the world a long time ago. Maybe an ancient scroll or book. Perhaps an interdimensional being told the tale of what the world looked like. But this was all but dismissed because even the most powerful leaders of the day couldn't reach the borders. And if they couldn't, what chance did the general public have? It's one thing to be told of the giant impenetrable dome, but it's a whole different animal when you finally stand right next to it. Then the tough decisions have to be made. Do we keep the secret? And how far are we willing to go to keep the status quo? Once they decided to keep the secret, no expense was spared. The rapid progression of rocketry science had to be addressed quickly, and so the moon missions were created. Matt from the NASA channel was right in his thinking that you needed the moon mission event to stage a picture of the Earth from deep orbit. And that couldn't be more true. Establishing NASA as the frontrunner of space exploration also diverted people who would have otherwise created their own space companies for profit. The best engineers, technicians, and pilots were recruited to the NASA space program. Once there, they were compartmentalized on a need-to-know basis. The astronauts know of the deception and are sworn to secrecy under the penalty of whatever motivates them. Private space programs are discouraged, sabotaged, or absorbed into the NASA fold. Private sector spacecraft are just not going to be allowed for several reasons. The most obvious is the collision with the dome itself. The telemetry data from such a mission would show an impact failure at a certain altitude, and if repeated, would raise questions NASA just isn't prepared to answer. There are 3 perpetual questions about our world that can't be eliminated, but avoided at all costs. These are the questions you should ask yourself and others if this protective layer is going to be lifted. I'd like to preface this with a thank you to Max Malone, a conspiracy hardcore who has a knack for boiling down debates to a single paragraph whenever possible. It was he who said, after over 50 years and thousands of hours of space travel footage, both by NASA and other countries, there is no exterior shot where the astronaut completes the simple act of panning the camera 180 degrees, let alone a full 360-degree sweep. This has never happened on any moon mission, exterior space station, nothing, ever. Statistics will tell you that this would have already happened by accident years ago, but it hasn't, and it won't. This is because of the rule they cannot break, the same rule that applies to television set shows that never show the fourth wall. Why? Because there is no fourth wall. Number 2. When you search online for pictures of the Earth from space, 95% of what you will see is a collection of artificial composite shots. In 2000, when I did this search, there was exactly 1 picture by NASA showing the bottom part of Africa and Antarctica. Now that picture is hidden within hundreds of simulated images. There are HD cameras everywhere, and no one is taking a shot of the Earth, because you can't get enough altitude to do it. Number 3. The commercial air travel routes for the southern hemisphere are wrong. This is an easy thing you can check out in 60 seconds. Take a map reading of the distance between anywhere near Australia and anywhere in South America. It's a straight shot across the South Pacific. Now find your favorite travel site and try to get there nonstop. See what happens. The routes start turning ridiculous. I used to business travel for years, and I've never seen anything like it. It's the one thing in the general public world they can't hide, the actual distance between these two places. On a round world, the flight is easy, just a straight shot across an ocean. But on a flat world, it becomes the greatest distance between 2 points. There are no shortcuts, so they distract you with multiple connections and layovers. It's only blind luck that the United States was in the northern hemisphere. Otherwise, the increased traffic would have raised eyebrows by now. I know. It's madness. It's lunacy. There are people who will tell you straight to your face that all the leaders of the world are lizards, and yet these people laugh out loud when you say the words flat earth.
He's not kidding. I'm not going to do the whole video. It's over 2 hours long, but if you have time, you should really research Mark Sargent. He's got some great videos on the flat earth. Well, those are all the videos I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed them. I hope these videos are starting to get through and you're starting to see the lies that the globe is nothing but Satan's earth and they're hiding God's creation from you and God himself. And that's what most of the lies are about. They fit together. Evolution, dinosaurs, globe, all these things are to hide God from you. So I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you, and I'll catch you on the next one.